Hi, welcome to my end of year book tag. So I'm going to be following the questions that are from the original creator, Ariel Bissett. I think that's how you say her name. I'm sorry if it's not. She created this book tag, I believe 2016, 2017, like a few years ago. And I'm just going to be answering these questions, which I have written them down, but I haven't like got the books out that I want to use them because I kind of want to answer them with you guys and not have like planned answers. So when I'm like getting up and coming back in, I'm getting books or looking for books to answer questions. That's what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm just gonna like answer them as we go along. So anyway, let's just answer the questions. So the first question is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? No, because when I start a book, I have to finish it. I don't tend to read more than at least like 2 to 3 books at a time, and I find it really hard to DNF books because I just get too curious about the ending. I think specifically ever since We Were Liars, because the ending I really liked and everyone kept saying you need to get to the ending, you need to get to the ending. So since reading that book, I feel I always need to read the end. I would say, I mean, the favourites, but that's just one of my current reads. Sorry if I sound sick, I've got a little bit of a cold coming on. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, the favourites, but it's just my current read, but I do need to finish it before next year because it is an e-arc and it comes out in January, I believe, so I would like to finish that soon, and so that I could read my other Kindle reads that I want to read as well. So yeah, basically not really. The answer to that question is not really, but it would be nice to finish the favourites. But that's just my current read, so maybe I should have a soother. I don't know why this side of my phone camera is really blurry. I don't know why it's like that, like really blurry that side and then quite clear this side. But now I need to finish my soother. Has anyone got an advent calendar? I've got the Malteser one. I love the Malteser one. I think my dad's playing music. Can you hear it in the video? Is it distracting? What was I on? Question 2. I need to do question 2. Okay, question 2. Do you have an autumnal book to transition you into the end of the year? My current read, Belladonna by Adeline Grace. Is it Adeline Grace? It's on my book cart. Okay, my current read. I am enjoying this so far. I would say this is a good transition book from autumn to winter, Christmas time, which is why I wanted to read it. I wanted to read it in November, but Night Film, my last read, took me so long that I didn't get to it in November, but I'm still reading it as a transition book. It's a gothic romance and it's set in like this big manor house, and we've just finished walking through this like woods that's got like maple trees and leaves, all orangey leaves, you know what I mean. Autumn vibes. I believe it literally mentioned that it was like autumn somewhere, but I could just be imagining that. But yeah, so this is my transition book this year, and I think it's the perfect one because I also feel like kind of like cozy wintry vibes from it as well. Does that make sense? I can't tell you much about it because I'm only that far through. Did you hear that? Did I just bend it? I got so worried. Page 110, but it's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it, and if you want a good transition book, I feel like this is going to be a good one. So that's that one. Is there, yeah, because I believe you're supposed to film this like in November, but I didn't, so there you go. Okay, question 3 is there a new release you're still waiting for? I was waiting for Lost and Lassoed, the third book in the Rebel Blue Heart series by Lila Sage, but that's come out and I've now read that. It come out in November. I read it in November. That was quite quick for me for reading a new release, because I usually wait ages. I get the book and then I wait ages to read it, but that was really quick and I'm really excited for the next one, but that's not till April next year. So one that I'm still waiting for this year, I don't know. I don't think there is now. I think that was like the last one I was waiting for from this year. And I'm gonna double check. See, this is the part where I'm gonna like leave and come back. No, so based on my Goodreads, I don't have any new releases that I'm specifically waiting for in December this year. I have some that I'm waiting for next year, but none for the rest of this year. Question 4. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So I just did a video that was like all the books I want to read before the end of the year, and that was quite a few. So I'm just gonna pick 3 from there. I mean, the favourites would be one, but I'm currently reading that, so I'm gonna go for 3 that I'm not reading. So 3 books I want to read before the end of the year. I mean, there's definitely some on my Kindle, like Christmassy ones. I'll do the ones to pick 3 out of all the ones I want to read by the end of the year. Okay, so I would definitely say 100% Nutcracker by E.T.A. Hoffmann is a priority for reading before the end of the year. I just want to read this right now, but I wanted to read my transition book, is what we're calling it, right? The Belladonna first. I wanted to read that before I got into any of my Christmas reading, but I absolutely do want to read this before the end of the year. And then I do have a couple other Christmassy ones here, but I think there's some on my Kindle that I would like to read, like more priority. Talk about it, ooh yeah. I love Shrek. Your lists, there it is. I've clicked it, but it's not loading, so give us a minute. Click it again. Okay, it doesn't want to load my Kindle list, so I'm gonna load it on my... It's doing something. I don't know what it's doing. I'm gonna turn it off and on. It doesn't even want to turn off. Okay, there we go. Let's give it one more try. It doesn't want to do anything at the moment. I don't know what it's doing, so we're just gonna look on my computer and then I'll get back to you. Yes, so I knew there was definitely a couple on my Kindle that I really wanted to get to, so let's answer this question again. Question 3. No. Question 4. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So, Nutcracker by E.T.A. Hoffmann. I wanted to read this forever. Finally got it last year, but didn't read it in Christmas month because like Christmas month was over by the time I got it. So I've been saving it for this year and I'm really excited to get to it. So there's that. And then we have Witching You a Charmed Christmas by Jenna Collette. I'm reading one of her other series, but I've got it on hold at the minute so I can read Christmassy reads. And she has a Christmassy read. So I'm going to be reading that. I have my laptop here because my Kindle is still being weird. We have Witching You a Charmed Christmas by Jenna Collette. So basically in Witching You a Charmed Christmas there's this witch and she works in a magical agency that grants holiday miracles, and the witch is sent to this snowy town to grant this guy, I believe he's like a farmer, a Christmas tree farmer. She's had to grant him a holiday miracle in which he falls in love with a local pastry chef. That was right, yeah, local pastry chef. So she goes to play matchmaker and grant him this holiday miracle, and he doesn't want her there, he doesn't want her getting in his way. So, you know, stuff is gonna happen, and I'm really excited because I've loved Jenna Collette's writing so far, so I feel like this one is gonna be really, really good. And then we have one by Amber Eve, which I can't remember the name of it, but I remember the author because the author wrote Cool Girl Summer, which I really, really loved reading over summer. here it is. She wrote Cool Girl Summer, like I said, really loved it, so I'm really excited for her new Christmas romance, which was released this year. Yeah. Amber Eve's Christmas book is called The Ghostwriter of Christmas Past, and I'm so excited for it because of how much I loved Cool Girl Summer. I really like the writing in that. I think she was really good at creating characters. So in The Ghostwriter of Christmas Past, you have Holly, who lives in this town that is absolutely obsessed with Christmas. Think Grinch, Whoville kind of place. And I don't know, I've not read it, but that's what comes to my mind. But everyone also loves their local author, Elliot St. Clair, who is Holly's ex. And Holly gets this, she hates Christmas because she just does, and she hates anything to do with like romance and coziness because I guess it brings her too many memories of him, maybe. Yeah, there you go, because he wrote a best-selling Christmas novel, so she's kind of now hating Christmas, but she gets the opportunity to ghostwrite a book for another author, hence Ghostwriter of Christmas Past, and she decides to write a story based on her relationship with Elliot and like tell her version of events of what went down between them. And then Elliot, who did move away, now comes back into town and stuff goes down. Yeah, so that she tries to avoid him, but he's there also writing another book, and I guess, yeah, a second chance romance book. I feel like it's gonna be cozy and fun and really excited. So both of those Kindle books I'm just really excited for because I know that I really loved their authors' other books. Definitely like those three are definitely the ones I most want to get to by the end of this year, which is why I really want to read. Really want to get to the end of the favourite so I can start the Christmas Kindle reads. Shall we see if my Kindle has decided to come back to life? Okay, this is actually really scary. What is it doing? I can't concentrate now because I don't know what my Kindle's doing. It's never done that. What is it doing? Oh, it's just moved. It's moving. Application error. The selected application could not be started. Please try again. Really? You don't say. Okay. So, okay, my Kindle's working again. I don't know what that was. But anyway, I've used my laptop now, but there we go. Okay. My Kindle's back. I can concentrate. So, there, yeah, what are the 3 books I want to read. So now, question 5 is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favourite book of the year? There's a few books I feel like are hard to beat for this year. I read a few good ones. The Everdark, Everdeadly series, obviously. So, my voice has gone funny. The Everdark, Everdeadly series. And A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faizal as well. Did I finish the Percy Jackson series this year? Or was that last year? If that was this year, then hard time beating Percy Jackson. Do I think any of the books I'm going to read could beat any of them and become my favourite of the year? See, I have so much excitement for the Nutcracker because of how much I love the story itself that I want to say this one, but I also don't want to put too much hope into this one because I'll be so disappointed if I don't like it. So I'm trying not to go into it with too much of a high expectation. But I do think this one could become a favourite. If I end up really enjoying it, this could definitely become a favourite, I think. So I'm going to go with The Nutcracker by E.T.A. Hoffmann. Yeah. But then it wouldn't really be a shock. So a book that could shock me and become my favourite of the year. But then if I think that the book's going to be my favourite, how would it shock me? Am I just reading too much into the question? Yeah, I think I'm reading too much into it. I'm going to go with The Nutcracker by E.T.A. Hoffmann. But just in case, I'm also going to say maybe The In-Between by Mark Klein because I don't know much about this. So if it becomes a favourite, it'll be a shock because I don't know much about it anyway, and I have no expectations no low expectations, no high expectations, just going into it because it sounds interesting. So I'm gonna pick 2 for that question just in case. The one that could shock me if it becomes my favourite, and the one that I think would be my favourite. Does that make... yeah, okay. Moving on. I'm gonna move on from that question. So the last question, last but not least, is have you already started making reading plans for 2024? Yes, I have, because obviously there's like new releases that I want to read, but there's also quite a few sequels on my shelves that I want to get to early in the year. So they're my reading plans at the moment for 2025. When I wrote the question down, I put, have you already started making reading plans for 2024? Is that how I read it as well? Well, is that how I said it? I meant reading plans for 2025. Anyway, yeah. So my reading plans at the moment are any new releases I'm looking forward to, sequels to other books that I really like. So I'll give some examples. Bookshops and Bone Dust. This is a prequel, but you know, books that are in the same series, to Legends and Lattes. The prequel, again, another prequel to The Priory of the Orange Tree, which I really loved. And specific reading plans in January, I want to read some like wintry reads. So if I don't get to If on a Winter's Night Traveller, I will definitely read this in January if I don't get to it before Christmas this year. Anyway, that was all of the questions for the end of year book tag. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to answer any of those questions in the comments, please feel free to do so. I would love to hear your answers. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I hope you had a good time. Bye.